going to be a third world war, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know, and after World War III.
So all the smartest people in the world and the billionaires seems to think that World War III is coming. Well, if World War III is coming, where do you think Elon Musk and where do you think the billionaires are going to hide out for the nuclear apocalypse? Okay, so a recent study said that Australia, New Zealand, Iceland, Solomon Islands, and Vanuatu are most capable of producing food during a nuclear winter. Congratulations if your country made the list. But we could easily eliminate a lot of those countries if we just use some simple logic. Iceland, it's too cold to survive if you don't have a lot of resources. And also, it's so close to Russia and Europe, you think that'd be one of the first places where World War III could erupt. What about, say, Solomon Islands? What about Solomon? Well, they made a security pact with China, and of course, the Western countries aren't happy about that. So, of course, countries like Australia are talking about invasion of Solomon Islands as a preemptive action, whatever you want to call it. Well, obviously, Solomon Islands can get easily dragged into all this conflict because they're very close to their neighbor, which is Australia. Australia, which we all know is part of AUKUS, which is AU, UK, US, Australia, UK, and the United States. They're in a military pact trying to counter China and Russia in the Pacific. So obviously, Solomon Islands is out of the equation as well. So Australia, as we all know, is part of this AUKUS organization, so which means it is likely to be involved in the conflict. And also, it houses Pine Gap, which is also involved in the conflict. So we need to really think about that one. And then that just leaves New Zealand and Vanuatu. Vanuatu, for starters, is not an English-speaking country. Also, you need $250,000 to migrate over there. So it's doable. But however, it's not a very developed nation. Would it have enough internet and enough modern day facilities for you to live comfortably over there? So have a look at this. New Zealand has become a escape destination for Americans and also for Silicon Valley billionaires. I think it's been reported many times already that a lot of billionaires are actually buying bunkers in South Island, New Zealand, because that is the one area of the world that's least likely to experience a nuclear war. Because think about it, New Zealand doesn't really have an enemy unless it decides to join AUKUS. There is no reason for anybody to nuke New Zealand or to nuke anything near New Zealand. So therefore, in all-round probability, it's looking like New Zealand is actually quite safe. I've got good news for you guys. New Zealand interest rates have been going up like crazy, so which means that New Zealand houses have been tanking hard from almost $920,000 to $760,000. So the next few months could be a great time to head over to New Zealand and start looking up some properties on a farm somewhere with fresh water. Now, this might sound crazy, but isn't that why we buy Bitcoin or why we buy gold? So that we can protect ourselves. But think about a place like New Zealand. Any other places? Let me know in your comments.